Hi, my name's Jeff. I'm from south of Sydney in a place called Berry. I've come up to UQ in Gatton, study wildlife science. I'm currently up here at the Dingo Sanctuary in Geelong, and we're just learning about all sorts of things from behaviour, conditioning, even just basic things like husbandry and care. We wanted to come up here and check out the dingoes. Basically, you know, there's been a lot of hearsay about this species over many years, and there hasn't really been much put into actual solid cement, or to say that this is actually what they are like or what they do. So it's good to come up here and find out for yourself and actually see the behaviour of these animals as close to a wild animal as you're going to get anywhere.
And you realise what Simon's trying to achieve?
Yeah, definitely.
Has he spoken to you about that?
Yeah, so...
Tell us a bit about that.
So it's a bit more... we're looking for sustainability of the species, essentially, and we're trying to educate people about their role and ecological importance in the system that we have currently. And there's a lot of different sort of stuff coming out across the country that's either pro or a negative against dingoes, but we find that a lot of the stuff that's coming out negative is generally it's kind of forced, or how would you say, it's sort of like, sorry?
The media.
Well, no, it's yeah, okay, media is going to have a big hand in it, but a lot of the time, it's either over-exaggerated or you're forcing an animal into a situation where of course it's going to react the same. You put any animal in a situation like that, it's going to act the same. But at the same time, we're sort of neglecting the things that they actually do for our ecology and the ecosystem, and the interactions they have at all the different levels now, for instance with feral cats and keeping them away.
And how long are you staying here for?
We've been up here for a couple of days. We're staying up here for a week, and we're just basically working on some enclosures, building some new enclosures. Just like I said, learning behaviour, conditioning.
You were telling me before that you found that your interactions with the dingoes are getting better on a daily basis.
Yeah, it's quite interesting actually. At first we all came up and we'd go anywhere near the cage and they'd be 10-15 metres away at minimum, but the only time they'd come any closer is if they saw Simon. Obviously they're a lot more used to him and friendlier towards him from the point of view just because they know him. It's not to say that they were sitting there barking at us and trying to rip our heads off as soon as we come anywhere near their enclosures, but we walked in there on the first day and sat down, and they were very intrigued and curious and coming up slowly, taking their time to get to know us a bit, I guess. And over the last couple of days you can see that they recognise you a bit more now and they know what you're doing here. I guess they're used to some people coming up and helping out as well, so they must have a few people come through and do the same sort of stuff.
How did you find out about this deal? How did you find out that you could actually come here and work for 7 days?
One of the conditions of our university course is completing work placement, and we're actually doing another course as well at university, which is separate to the degree, with a lady named Amy Lowe, and she runs basically a captive animal certificate and diploma. So we learn about behaviour and husbandry and all these bits and pieces. And Amy actually in one of the classes had already contacted Simon and found out she apparently doesn't live too far from here or something, so she'd found out and come down and visited the facility herself. And then when we were in class one day, she's sort of spooked it a bit, and we've all thrown our hands up and said, yeah, that sounds awesome, we'd love to go there. And prior to that, there was another guy that came out here from the same course but a different year, and he'd already spent some time with Simon and given it a great rap, and I guess that just made us want to come up here even more.
So do you agree with that guy?
Yeah.
Do you think this is worthwhile?
Yeah, 110%. I mean, if it's like any species, if you're just going to ignore them and just walk away, then you're potentially losing one of the greatest parts of a system that needs every level working in unison to be maintained. And if you remove any one part of that, it's going to go south basically. So coming up here and being able to interact and learn about these animals and just figure out how they move around people, and then obviously taking your own experiences from listening to media stories or whatever, what have people have said in the past, and you can sort of make your own opinion and decisions on these things. So yeah, it's great.
Thank you very much.
Wicked.